So my name is Kristin Gatton, and I'm a master's level therapist and coach. And I've been in the psychology game about 20 years, not to age myself, but I have an online business and I get to work with clients literally all over the world, which I love. So specifically, I work with high achiever types, so people that are super driven and ambitious, but also struggling with things like stress, overwhelm, just not really feeling like they're doing enough ever. And I teach them how to accomplish big things, but actually enjoy their success. So before the AA program, I was like the cliche burnt out practitioner. So I was super overwhelmed by my one-to-one client schedule. And I also noticed that I was just reinventing the wheel all the time. So I was spending a lot of time sending the same kind of emails to clients, the same types of homework. And I got to the point where I was just feeling so burnt out and just didn't have the brain space to do other things that I wanted to do in my life. So I started to get curious about, how could I package all of this information and wisdom into something that I could then share with people and that they would be able to access on their own. It would sort of be a win for everybody. So I sort of went down my own journey of creating an online course to help do that. And I spent about 6 months, now in hindsight, putting everything into this program but the kitchen sink. And so the longer I spent trying to create a program that was in alignment with who I help and how I help them, I was feeling more and more lost. I was getting even more burnt out because I know a lot about psychology, but nothing about building a program. So I didn't really know what I was doing. And by just putting way too much info in it, I was just never feeling like I was making any progress. The course was just never done. It was so overwhelming in terms of content that I could sense it didn't have a clear purpose and intention. It was not clear on who I actually want to be enrolling in this course or helping. And so I just got to the point where and also was starting to feel a little bit like frustrated with my own self because it's like, I've been at this for 6 months, putting so much time and effort into this. I just do not feel like it has any sense of structure right now. And so it was through that sort of frustration and, increased exhaustion that I started going online and just looking for who can actually help me with this. And that's how I found Sunny and her team. So since enrolling in the AA program, my life has changed quite a bit. It was really interesting because I thought that I was signing up to learn how to create a course or a program, but it's actually helped my life and transformed it in many other ways that I didn't really expect. So in terms of my course creation, it's given me a sense of clarity of my vision. It's given me structure. It's given me accountability, all the things that I was missing when I was floundering around aimlessly, just trying to do this by myself. So I actually have a really clear protocol and system. I'm in the midst now of teaching an online live delivery of that program. So it's an 8-week session and we're on week 7 tomorrow. So nearing the end of that, which has been amazing. And so I think approximately about 13,500 US dollars that I got for launching that. So that was a nice little chunk of change that I wouldn't have had otherwise. And so it's just really given me a momentum and a lot of validation around like, okay, the things I'm trying to teach people are actually working. The results are epic. And so that's just really reassuring and encouraging, for my own journey. But I think what I've kind of learned more importantly than that is like, it's not just an online course I wanted to create. I actually wanted a bigger picture vision for my business and what that actually could potentially be. So now I'm starting to see that the course I'm creating is just a part of a more comprehensive vision that I have for myself. And I'm a person that does really well with progress. If I feel like I'm making progress, I can be patient, I can put in the hard work. And so it's really given me that sense of, like every step of the journey, you do feel that sense of progress because you're not like aimlessly wandering around anymore. You actually have a system and a protocol and structure that you get to follow. And so by doing that, it just helped me to feel like I'm actually getting somewhere. And that's translated into similar vibes for my entire life, really. So although I am still super busy, so I'm running the live delivery of the course right now, which is called the POP. I'm in the middle of doing that. So it's obviously a lot of work going into the curriculum and, managing the members in that community as well, but also doing my one-to-one clients on top of it. So it's a super busy season, but we're almost there. And so just knowing that that has utility for the future tangible result of what I'm trying to create is totally worth it. So, and although I'm really busy, I'm not feeling as burnt out as before, because I think part of my exhaustion before was just the stagnation. It was just like the classic hamster wheel analogy, and I wasn't getting anywhere. And so even though I'm really busy with this all now, I've got loads of energy for it because I see that traction and I see how things are progressing. So, and like I said, that's impacting my life in a bigger picture way too. And so I know that that will translate into a lot of the values that I have for myself, but also what I want in my business, like freedom is one of them. And the whole point of me creating my own business, I thought, was to have freedom. And what I was seeing with the one-to-one stuff is I just did not have that. And so I'm starting to get a whiff of that now, which is like, although it's not here yet, I can understand how what I'm doing is actually going to translate into more of that. And also, be able to help people in a much bigger way, which was, a really big incentive for me too. So yeah, a lot of tangibles and definitely more to come, but the intangibles were, to be honest, something that I didn't expect. And I'm obviously super grateful for. So for anyone that was considering to join the AA program, I mean, I can only speak to where I was at on my journey, but if you're like me in any way, I mean, obviously you'd be teaching something else or have expertise in something else. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling like you want to create something, but you just don't know how the heck to do it, and maybe you've tried and it's just not working, and that's where I was at, or you just don't have a friggin' clue, I definitely would recommend at least just jumping on a call just to see if it is a fit. I did talk with quite a few other programs before joining AA. And as soon as I jumped on the call with Sam, who's someone on Sunny's team, who's an epic human, by the way, shout out to Sam. As soon as we had that conversation, I instantly just instinctively knew. I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I need. And yeah, it's a chunky investment, but I totally believe, and I've seen this so many times in my business, you cannot grow without investing in yourself. And I often use the analogy of like, if you want to shoot an arrow, you got to pull it back. So you're going to have to invest money to yourself. You're going to have to invest time. But if you are really serious about your goal, and again, this program is awesome, but you have to put the work in. No one's doing it for you. If you're really serious about where you want to go with this, then the AA program will most definitely give you that sense of structure and clarity around your focus and what it is you're trying to do. And the community aspect for me has also been amazing. I am not someone that's like in there tons, but I've actually met quite a few people in there that I do now have actual friendships with. And it's really just nice to know other people on the same journey as you, because I don't know if you're like me, but a lot of people in my life just don't really get this. And just to have other people that can validate your experience and give you that support, I mean, that's another huge perk that I really didn't expect, because oftentimes we don't get that support in other aspects of our life. And I really do believe that, we need to be growing ourselves, and therefore surrounded by people that will, facilitate that growth and inspire us as well. So other people doing amazing things, it's always good to spend time with them. So yeah, so I just give it a try. Why not? And if you're looking for that structure, you will definitely find it in the program.